Welcome to the deep dive. Today, our exploration takes us far north, way, way above the Arctic Circle, to 69 degrees north. We're heading to Tromso.
So, yeah.
This city sits quite uniquely, about midway between the Lofoten Islands and the North Cape.
Hmm.
It's mainly on the island of Tromsø, with bridges connecting it to the mainland and another island, Kvaløya. It's actually the largest urban center in Norway's Arctic region.
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we've gathered some, well, really interesting material. Everything from travel guides, those YouTube vlogs people watch,
Oh yeah, those are great.
to more detailed research, all to give you a real sense of what makes Tromsø tick.
Right.
Our goal here is to pull out the most fascinating insights, maybe those little surprising details that will leave you feeling genuinely in the know about this captivating Arctic city and, northern Norway generally.
Okay, let's unpack our virtual suitcase then and start with where exactly we are.
Good place to start.
Tromsø proudly calls itself the gateway to the Arctic and the capital of northern Norway. And it's easy to see why it's a good 350 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle.
It's properly up there.
Properly up there. Now, here's something that might surprise you. It's not some, far-flung, isolated spot.
Not at all.
The Tromso Norway cruise port has seen some significant recent upgrades. We're talking new piers and a terminal right in the city center.
Oh, right in the heart of things.
Yeah, imagine stepping off a cruise ship and boom, you're immediately in the middle of it all.
That immediate connection for cruise passengers, that sounds pretty significant. Has this recent investment, has it led to a noticeable change, maybe, in the city's atmosphere or the types of businesses popping up?
That's a good question. The sources hint at increased vibrancy. What's fascinating is how this reflects Tromsø's growing appeal as a destination, right?
Absolutely.
These central docks mean visitors are instantly connected to what the city has to offer.
Mm-hmm. And when you look across the water from Tromsø itself towards the mainland, you get these fantastic views. You can see the cable car, Fjellheisen.
The iconic one, yeah.
And the striking Arctic Cathedral.
Absolutely. And it's not just the view you look at. The Tromsø Bridge offers a really easy walk connecting the island to the mainland, so you can just, stroll over and explore.
Very walkable then.
Yeah. Now picture this. It's summertime, and you're in Tromsø. Here's a kind of mind-bending fact. For several weeks, the sun doesn't completely set.
The midnight sun.
Exactly. Even around midnight, it just dips low on the horizon,
Yeah.
bathing everything in this incredible perpetual twilight. Wow. So imagine experiencing everyday life under this perpetual daylight. It must completely shift your sense of time.
Oh, definitely. It could be a truly unforgettable experience if you were planning, say, a summer trip.
For sure.
That phenomenon, the midnight sun, it really underscores Tromsø's extreme northerly latitude and, well, how profoundly it shapes the experience of being there. It's a prime example of the unique natural events that draw people to this part of the world, isn't it?
It really is. So you've arrived, you've taken in these unique views. Now let's explore the downtown area.
Okay.
The waterfront is apparently buzzing with activity, like all year round.
Really? Even in winter?
Seems so. It's lined with hotels, the coastal ferry terminal, the Hurtigruten stops there, and those central cruise ship docks we mentioned.
All right.
Plus you've got cafes and restaurants spilling out onto the sidewalks, and it's the departure point for all sorts of boat tours, RIB tours.
Ah, those fast ones.
Yeah, the rigid inflatable boats, often offering a faster, maybe more exhilarating experience out on the water.
So what stands out to you as particularly interesting about downtown? What caught your eye?
Well, just a short walk from the waterfront, you'll find Tromsø High Street, or Storgata as it's called.
Storgata, right.
That's where a lot of the shops and restaurants are located, and right there, seemingly a must-see, Tromsø the Cathedral.
Okay, now wait, is this the same as the Arctic Cathedral?
No, good point. This is a different one, right in the heart of the city. It's actually one of the largest wooden churches in Scandinavia.
Oh, wow. Wooden.
Yeah, and apparently worth peeking inside, although our sources do note that the opening hours can be a bit unpredictable.
That irregularity in opening hours is, it's a good reminder, isn't it? That while Tromsø is a city, you're still in a region where things might operate on a slightly different rhythm.
Exactly. Maybe influenced by the seasons or, local customs.
Could be.
And get this right, opposite the cathedral is the Sami shop. Now, from the outside, it might just look like another tourist shop.
Uh-huh.
But it's actually considered a real find for authentic souvenirs. It focuses on arts and crafts from the indigenous Sami people.
Ah, that's fantastic.
It's a nice contrast to the usual polar bear t-shirts and Northern Lights mugs you might see elsewhere on Storgata.
That's good to know. proper crafts.
And for anyone with a sweet tooth, there's a notable sweet shop called Sweetheart.
Sweetheart, okay.
But yeah, the presence of this Sami shop, considered a top spot for authentic crafts, is a really crucial reminder of the indigenous heritage of this region.
Absolutely. It's more than just souvenirs. It's like a connection to a living culture with deep roots in the Arctic landscape.
Totally.
That really highlights the blend of cultures and experiences you can find, even in a relatively compact area. You know, traditional crafts right alongside more commercial stuff.
And here's where things take a slightly unexpected turn, maybe a bit surprising.
Go on.
Storgata is also home to a Burger King.
No.
Yes. And, wait for it, the world's northernmost McDonald's.
You're kidding. The northernmost.
That's what the sources claim. Who would have guessed?
Wow. That's a fun fact that really emphasizes how globally connected even seemingly remote cities can be.
Right. It's a surprising detail that definitely sticks in your mind.
Definitely. Okay, so just off Storgata, you'll find the Tromsø Library. Apparently it has this really striking glass front.
Oh, I think I've seen pictures.
Yeah. Apparently it lets in tons of natural light, creating a really welcoming space to, you know, get some work done or just relax.
Nice.
And it's free to enter, which is always a plus.
Always good.
Just a bit further along is the Culture House, located right on the town square. This square apparently comes alive in the summer, hosting market stalls and various events.
So real hub.
Yeah, these public spaces like the library and the town square, they really contribute to the city's vibrancy and offer places for both locals and visitors to, you know, connect.
And we absolutely can't forget Rocketin, or the Rocket.
The Rocket!
Yeah. This tiny spot claims to be the world's smallest bar. Dates all the way back to 1911.
Wow, 1911. Tiny bar.
And it's particularly famous for its reindeer hot dogs.
Reindeer hot dogs. Okay, that sounds unique. Very local.
Right. That small bar with its unique offering is a perfect example of the quirky charm you often find in cities with a long and distinct history.
Definitely. So, from the tiny charm of Rocketin, let's shift gears a bit and talk about some of the more iconic landmarks, the ones that really define Tromsø's appeal.
Okay.
Starting with the Arctic Cathedral. Now, despite its grand name,
Got
this is
it.
actually a parish church. It's located on the mainland, just a short trip over the bridge.
Okay. Not technically a cathedral, then.
Nope. It's a really striking piece of modern architecture, though, built in 1965. And interestingly, the name Arctic Cathedral was apparently more for, like, marketing purposes.
Lower.
Funnily enough, the exterior design is often considered more visually interesting than the interior.
Mm-hmm.
But evening concerts held there in the summer are apparently very popular.
Right. The distinction between its catchy name and its actual status as a parish church is an interesting detail. Shows how branding plays a role, even in unexpected places.
Exactly.
And those summer evening concerts with that unique architectural backdrop, that must be a really memorable experience.
I bet. Okay, next up on the must-see list, the Fjellheisen cable car.
Ah, yes, the famous one.
This really sounds like a highlight. It quickly takes you up to the summit of a nearby mountain over 400 meters high.
Wow.
And the reward, panoramic views, Tromsø, the island, the stunning surrounding mountains, just incredible.
Sounds amazing.
Apparently, it's fantastic to visit any time of year. In the summer, you can soak in the midnight sun, maybe explore some hiking trails.
Right.
While in winter, it transforms into this snowy wonderland. There's even a cafe and restaurant at the top.
Convenient.
And for the more adventurous among you, there's the option to hike up. There's this Sherpa-built stone staircase over 1,200 steps.
Whoa, that's a climb.
Or you can take the cable car up and enjoy a walk down.
That sounds more my speed.
And another big draw, it's a well-known spot for trying to see the northern lights in the winter.
Of course.
That cable car experience, it really encapsulates the appeal of Tromsø, doesn't it? Easy access to breathtaking natural beauty right on the city's doorstep.
Yeah, absolutely.
The option to hike adds another dimension for those wanting a more active experience, and its reputation for northern lights viewing is just a huge plus.
Definitely. Then we have the Polar Museum. It's housed in a historic 19th century customs warehouse right by the waterfront.
Okay, Polar Museet.
Yeah. This museum really highlights Tromsø's crucial role in Arctic exploration and, well, hunting, too.
Right, the history.
You'll find exhibits on Roald Amundsen's famous expeditions and all sorts of fascinating traditional polar gear.
Interesting.
Given Tromsø's history as a key starting point for so many Arctic expeditions, the Polar Museum serves as a really important keeper of that heritage.
Yeah, allows visitors to connect with the city's adventurous past. Makes sense.
Totally.
For a completely different kind of exploration, there's the Tromsø Museum, which is part of the university.
Uh-huh.
It focuses on the culture and natural history of northern Norway. And here's a real gem. They have the Arctic Alpine Botanic Garden,
Oh, cool.
which is the world's northernmost.
Get out. The northernmost botanic garden.
That's what they say. Best of all, it's free to visit.
Fantastic.
Apparently, the best time to see it in full bloom is from May to September.
A free botanical garden at that extreme latitude is quite remarkable. It really speaks to the unique microclimates and, I guess, the surprising biodiversity that can exist even in Arctic regions.
It really does.
Now, for something a little more quirky,
Okay.
there's Magic Ice. It's an ice sculpture attraction.
Ah, one of those ice bars.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Our sources suggest it might be a bit on the pricier side, maybe even a bit of a, tourist trap,
Okay.
but potentially still a fun experience if you're into that kind of thing.
Right. These types of attractions, they cater to a wide range of visitors, don't they? Offering something different from the purely historical or natural.
True.
Even if it's a bit touristy, it can still provide a memorable, if perhaps fleeting, experience.
Fair enough.
Moving back outdoors, we have Telegrafbukta.
Telegrafbukta.
Yeah, it's a beach and park located at the southern end of Tromsø. Apparently, on a sunny day, it feels surprisingly unarctic.
A beach in the Arctic. That feels unarctic.
Exactly. It's a popular spot with locals and even hosts a major summer music festival.
Wow.
There's also a memorial there dedicated to the airship Italia disaster, which adds a layer of historical significance.
Ah, interesting. So it's not just recreational.
No, but that contrast of a beach feeling unarctic, it really highlights the surprising diversity of landscapes and experiences you can find up there, especially when the weather cooperates.
Definitely changes your perception.
Yeah.
And finally, while we're on the subject of the university,
Yeah.
they also have a geology walk and those fantastic botanic gardens we mentioned earlier.
Ah, right.
So even just exploring the university grounds
Sure.
can offer some interesting things to see and do.
Yeah, the presence of the university as a key institution, it definitely contributes to Tromsø's intellectual and cultural vibrancy, kind of extending beyond just tourism.
Right.
Okay, so we've explored the city itself. But Tromsø is also really a gateway, isn't it, to experiencing the incredible nature of Norway.
Absolutely.
And there's a whole range of activities available just beyond the city limits. Naturally, Northern Lights tours are a major draw.
Of course. Top of the list for many.
Definitely. With options ranging from boat trips and bus tours to combining the experience with, like, reindeer visits or dog sledding.
Oh, wow. Lots of ways to do it.
Yeah. Some tours specifically seek out the clearest skies, while you can sometimes even catch the aurora from within the city itself, apparently.
Really? Just from town?
So they say the prime season for this is from September to early April.
Good to know. The variety of Northern Lights tour options really shows how important this natural phenomenon is for tourism in the region.
Oh, totally. It caters to different preferences, different levels of adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you might even see them from the city, well, that just adds an element of delightful surprise to a visit.
Definitely. Then you have whale watching excursions. Those are best from November to January, typically.
Right, winter season for whales.
Fjord excursions operate throughout the year, though. Yeah. For some winter adventures, there's dog sledding in the autumn and winter months.
Always popular.
And you can have authentic Sami experiences in winter, learning about their culture and the traditional practice of reindeer husbandry.
Reindeer husbandry that involves, like, herding and caring for reindeer, right? A vital part of Sami life for centuries.
Exactly. And if you're visiting during the warmer months, hiking is popular in summer and autumn.
Loads of trails, I imagine.
And for snow enthusiasts, there's ski touring from January to May, as well as regular skiing and snowshoeing through winter until May.
So a long ski season.
Seems like it. And if you enjoy fishing, that's an option year-round.
Wow. This extensive list of activities really highlights Tromsø's appeal as a year-round destination, doesn't it?
It really does.
Whether you're drawn to winter adventures under the northern lights or summer explorations under the midnight sun, there's something for everyone who appreciates the outdoors and, unique cultural encounters.
Absolutely. Now, let's take a step back in time, maybe, and delve into the history and culture of this fascinating place.
Yeah, let's do that.
It turns out the area has been inhabited since the very end of the last ice age. We're talking archaeological finds dating back a staggering 9,000 to 10,000 years in the surrounding areas.
10,000 years. Wow. That deep history really puts Tromsø in perspective. It's not just a modern Arctic city. It's a place with roots stretching back millennia.
Right. It has a rich blend of Norse and Sami heritage. Way back in the 12th century, the fjord of Malangen actually marked a border between Norse and Sami settlements.
A border zone. Interesting.
And the very first church on the island of Tromsø was built in 1252. That made it the northernmost church in the world at that time.
The northernmost in the 13th century.
Yeah, they even called it the Church of St. Mary in Troms near the Heathens, which was in reference to the Sami people.
That early church really underscores Tromsø's historical significance, even back then, in the Middle Ages, as a frontier and a point of contact between different cultures and faiths. Tromsø officially gained its city charter in 1794. This was after Bergen's long-standing monopoly on the cod trade ended.
Oh, that makes sense. Open things up.
Yeah, it led to a period of rapid growth.
Right.
By the mid-19th century, around 1850, it had become a major hub for Arctic hunting.
Okay.
And get this, in the 19th century, it was even known as the Paris of the North.
Paris of the North.
Really?
Why?
Due to its perceived sophistication, apparently. That's fascinating because it suggests a certain level of cultural vibrancy, maybe access to goods or trends that you might not expect so far north.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what aspects of Tromsø back then led to that comparison. Was it the architecture, the social scene, or...
Who knows? It also served as a really crucial starting point for numerous daring Arctic expeditions.
Right, the explorers.
Yeah, legendary explorers like Roald Amundsen and Umberto Nobile set sail from its harbor.
Wow.
During the tumultuous period of the German invasion in 1940, Tromsø even briefly held the significant role of being the seat of the Norwegian government.
Temporary capital.
Well, yeah. While the city itself largely escaped the ravages of war, the mighty German battleship Tirpitz met its end nearby in 1944.
Ah, the Tirpitz sinking. Big event. Tromsø's pivotal role in Arctic exploration and its brief but significant place in World War II history, they add important layers to its story. Connects it to major global events.
Absolutely. Following the Second World War, the city experienced rapid expansion. This was driven by both mergers with surrounding areas and substantial population growth.
Okay.
The University of Tromsø was established in 1972, further solidifying its position as a key regional center.
Right, the university is a big factor.
Culturally, it remains a vibrant hub with a diverse range of festivals. There's the renowned Tromsø International Film Festival, the lively Bukta Tromsø Open Air Festival.
A music one, yeah.
And remarkably, it's home to the world's northernmost top-flight football club, Tromsø IL.
A top division football team. That far north.
Yep. That post-war growth and the establishment of the university really propelled Tromsø into its modern identity as a significant Arctic center for education, research, and culture. And the fact that it supports a top-level football club at such a northerly latitude is another one of those surprising little details.
It really is. Okay, finally, let's maybe touch on some practicalities for anyone thinking of visiting.
Good idea. Need to know stuff.
Apparently, taking a taxi from the airport to the city center can be quite expensive.
Uh-oh. Good tip.
So it might be worth looking into the airport express bus or the regular city bus for a more budget-friendly option. Something to keep in mind when planning your arrival.
Definitely. Hotel costs are also noted as potentially being maybe on the higher side for what you get.
Okay, manage expectations there.
Yeah. There's a free city walking tour available, although, tipping the guide is customary.
Standard practice.
You'll find numerous gift shops, many offering kind of similar souvenirs, it seems.
Right, the usual suspects, perhaps.
Maybe. Alcohol is subject to regulations. Beverages above 4.7% alcohol by volume are only available at special state-run stores called Vinmonopolet.
Ah, the Vinmonopolet Norway system.
Exactly, and they have somewhat limited operating hours, although bars and restaurants serving alcohol are quite common.
Okay.
Interestingly, construction is planned for the main shopping street, Storgata, in March 2025 to install underfloor heating.
Underfloor heating. Outside.
Yep, which will be a welcome addition to combat icy conditions, I imagine.
Wow, that's quite an investment. It's good to know that Tromsø itself is a relatively small and easily walkable city, though.
That's helpful.
While some museums do charge an entrance fee, there's also a free fish museum to check out.
Free fish.
The Arctic Cathedral has an entry fee, as we mentioned. And while the Fjellheisen cable car ticket is noted as, quote, expensive,
Yeah, we heard that.
the stunning panoramic views are generally considered worth the cost.
Probably are.
For those planning to visit multiple attractions, it might be worth looking into purchasing a Tromsø pass, see if it offers cost savings.
Good tip. Check the pass options.
Buses are a convenient option for reaching attractions like the Arctic Cathedral and the Fjellheisen cable car if you don't fancy the walk or the price. And the visitor center on the main street is a great resource for getting information and maps.
Standard visitor center help, always useful. These practical details are really valuable for anyone considering a trip, aren't they? It gives you a better sense of what to expect, costs, transport, local customs. Hopefully leads to a smoother, more enjoyable visit.
Yeah, exactly. So as we wrap up, Tromsø truly emerges as a fascinating destination where vibrant urban life meets the stark beauty of raw Arctic nature.
It really does. It's a city brimming with a surprising depth of history, a lively contemporary culture, and just a uniquely captivating geographical setting.
This deep dive into Tromsø really reveals a compelling intersection, doesn't it, between human civilization and the Arctic environment. Considering its rich history as a gateway for exploration and its current fascinating blend of untamed wilderness and modern urban life, it leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener. What other unexpected northernmost aspects of civilization might flourish and thrive in such unique and extreme environments?
That's a great question. It certainly sparks further curiosity about the remarkable capacity for human adaptation and innovation right at the very edges of our world.